For a month or so, I kept saying, somebody should do something about this. Somebody should talk to this, pastor and tell him this is crazy. I took it upon myself. I said, I want to talk to him, one man to one man. He's a religious leader, quote unquote, and I am. And as soon as I went in, do you have a gun on you? No, but they all had guns. Everybody there had guns. And that's where I realized maybe I did a mistake. As soon as I went behind those dark, glass doors that you couldn't see through, I realized that this is a situation that reminded me of Waco and the Branch Davidians. I asked him, have you met a Muslim before? He said, no. Did you read the Quran before? He said, no. I said, well, you have 200 copies. Why don't you start? You have sitting for a whole week, 24/7. You could have finished the book by now, okay? I said, do you know that Jesus is mentioned in there 25 times? So what are you talking about? I said, yeah. I said, well, I believe in Jesus. We believe in Jesus. We believe in Moses, in Abraham. It's all in there. Read the book. I said, does Jesus tell you to hate your neighbors? I said, no. I said, what did he tell you to do with your neighbors? Love your neighbors as yourself. I said, we are your neighbors. I said, there are over 50,000 Muslims in Central Florida, okay? Which one of them came and hurt you, bothered you? You lived for many years here. Give me one Muslim that gave you the grief. And he was quiet. As soon as he was willing to have a conversation, I felt there is an opening, there is hope, and I always operate with that hope, that I can talk to him, to his heart, to his mind, and convince him. And I said, now, I'm not leaving you. Meet with your leadership, your family, and decide for your own sake, for their own sake, and let's end it. And he did that, and it worked. He said, what do you know about the mosque in New York City? I said, nothing. I'm not connected at all. I'm against this project in the quote-unquote ground zero mosque because it's not a mosque. It's a commercial development. It's a stunt. This is another skyscraper in New York City, in Lower Manhattan, that is 16-story high. You'll have everything in there, okay? But maybe one floor, if the developer chooses to have it as prayer room, okay? But it's not a mosque, so let's not call it a mosque. They should have, number one, said, is this going to be the right location? Will this affect the sensitivities of the people in New York, the families? This should be on their minds. If they lived there for so many years and they went through the tragedy, that's not the right place. That's not peace building. That is, a bridge to hell. 9/11 was an attack on all of us and on us as Muslims, because our religion was, the name of our religion was used, misused, hijacked in the process, and we are still paying the price for it. All this misinformation, misunderstanding about our religion. Many Muslims died on 9/11 who were working in the World Trade Center, who were working at the Pentagon, and many first responders were Muslims, firefighters, EMTs. They put their lives on the line to, as Americans. There are people who think the terrorists, the extremists, are Muslims. They're not. We don't consider them Muslims. We don't accept them as Muslims because they are violating Islam and all the laws of all countries. But what I want everyone to put themselves in our shoes and say, as an American, if I don't know something about another group of people, another religion, do I just paint them all and stereotype everybody with what a fringe group did? It's translating to harassment at the workplace. It's translating into some children being bullied in schools. It's translating to women being called, names in grocery stores. There's a lot of sensationalism on talk radio. A lot of people who are interested in scapegoating a particular group of people, and it's now fashionable to do that with Muslims. While the term Muslim means peaceful, which I want to live up to that, it has a bad connotation in the media connected with what happened on 9/11, the hijackers, those criminals, other criminals who, in the name of the religion, they do acts and they blame it on Islam. But the word Muslim is completely different. If it is translated literally, it means peaceful, and that's who I am. You wouldn't see any difference between my life and your life, my family and your family. I have kids. I prepare my kids for school. I take them to school every day. I go to work. I worry about the same things. I'm an American Muslim. My religion happened to be Muslim, but I'm an American. I live here, I work here, I pay taxes here. This is my country. As long as they get their understanding from television, from an explosive headline, we're still fighting an uphill battle. I, for many years, have just laid the blame on the public and not knowing and saying, well, they have to change and they have to know better. But more recently, I start saying the blame is squarely with us, with Muslims, American Muslims, who do not go out and educate the general public about Islam and about what moderate Muslims are. Well, I feel first offended as an American. I can't tell my child who, like any child who's born here and works hard at school, that no matter what you do, because you're a Muslim, you can never become a president. Okay, if you are Christian or Jew or atheist or something else, you can become a president of the United States, but just because you're a Muslim, don't even think about it. What's wrong if Obama was a Muslim? But Obama is not a Muslim. He said, I'm not a Muslim. I mean, there was a huge controversy about his former pastor and the church he went to for many years, and he got married there, and, okay. So we forgot that he was Christian all these years, and he was what, secret Muslim, attending church for so many years? Until people knew what we do in our mosque, that we pray and not make bombs, that's when people say, oh, the moderates are everywhere, but they are the silent majority. They are not given the chance to raise their voice and to be heard. So I want to use the opportunity that I was given to speak on their behalf and say, as American Muslims, as moderates, what's being told about us is not true. What's being told about our religion is not true. And we had enough. And we want to be heard, and we want to be seen. And we want to get just rights like everybody else. No more and no less.